Day 89 for the vlog. I just kind of got up from a little bit of a nap. So I'm kind of like, ooh. Let's see, day rating's 7. Got in a run, did the ladder, the mile warm up, 1 minute on, rest, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, rest, and then 2-1 rest, and squeezed in 6 miles. The workout was only like 4.7, 4.8, and then I added on to get to 6, which is fine. Felt good. I checked the pace, and the first minute was short to go. Is that the right one? Loading. What the heck? It was just here. And now it's loading. I think it was 5:24. There it is. No. 5:33. Then 5:36, 5:52, 5:26, 5:17. I felt like the last time was under at least 5:12s, and then up to 5:40. So it just felt slower today. I was a little bit off mentally. Got off work a little bit early, and one of my buddies had asked for some help for some of his audio equipment. And he got a new camera. Or sorry, not a new camera, a new microphone. And it's 2 little clip-on mics you put on the collar of your shirt. And then I guess you can use it as a secondary or backup sound, is what he said. Because he's got like a boom mic that records general sound. And he just asked to have help to put it on, have a conversation. That way he can check for audio, and he had the headphones plugged in to see what he was hearing, how much of it he was hearing. We walked around, when we're outside, checked the range on it, see if when it starts cutting out. And we ended up just sitting down while mic'd up, having this almost podcast conversation about work and a couple of relationships that we were in. And I had a funny story about this onesie. I don't know if I want to share it quite yet. But I wish I could remember the concept. We brought up randomly talking, and I don't want to say phrased this. I guess you could say that. I put a phrase to this, like yes or no. Like, if you were to rate this banana, would you give it a thumbs up, thumbs down? If you were to get like this pizza quality, thumbs up, thumbs down. It was that kind of a rating, but I had a phrase for it, and I wish I could remember what it was. Me being a half awake right now isn't helping. I'll have to text him tomorrow and say, like, look it up, this phrase. It's kind of funny, but it makes sense. It's one of those go or don't go, or thumbs up, thumbs down kind of things. It was kind of funny, but we had a good conversation about just good things, work, business, where he was at, how he's dealing with some issues, and he thinks that once he gets through these issues, he's going to be a lot better place. He's got his own business, and he's got this client that needs this work done. He's a little bit behind, and he's afraid they're going to get really upset with them. Right now, he's also dealing with maybe slow work, and his car's under repairs right now, so he just feels kind of in a little bit of a rut. He needs something to fall through, and he's thinking about getting a part-time job to help pay for the car repair. And it was interesting, his take, that he said, I don't want to take that job, and he's done a couple interviews, and he just says, I want to work for myself. I want to put it towards this company. I don't want to go work 8 hours a day or 40 hours a week somewhere and then try to come back and finish this work here. I could just be working on this and finishing it and getting paid and doing the next project. And that was really interesting. He still thinks he might try to find a part-time job to get the situation through, but I don't know. A little bit of what the podcast type of video or sit down was like. I talked a little bit about this. I talked a little bit about my other project that I wanted to do, and he was giving me feedback, and he just said, hey, when you get this going, let me know and I'll give you a shout out on my streaming or whatever I'm at. And I was like, let me get the ball rolling. Let me get like 10 videos in. That way I can get a feel for what I like, what I'm gonna do, how it's going. Like, let me have some credibility there so that I have something to fall back on, not just he's only got one video. And then I panic and freeze and leave it there with one. But I'd said, as soon as I finish the project, my other video, I'll send it to him first, and then he can critique it and give me feedback from there, and I appreciate it, and go see where it goes. So maybe there's a podcast in the future. It's kind of fun, just sitting there talking, chatting. And I didn't know if the direction was going to go more towards online business and fishing. Like he had mentioned cold calling or cold emailing contacts to get to more business coming in, how he wanted to better that. I had mentioned a guy on YouTube who's all about online business marketing and promoting yourself and your company and not selling yourself short, and what happens if companies want to undersell you and say, I don't want to pay this, how to work around it but still be respectful, but still feel like you're giving quality to your product and your team. So I don't know if it was going to go that direction, which I don't have experience in, I'm willing to learn, but I don't have the input. But he said we could just talk about whatever. I said, okay, I could talk about whatever, movies, music, food, friends, family, characteristics. Let me know when I'm down. So we'll see what happens, if that turns into anything or if it just dissolves before it even started. And so after that, came back, around 7 to try to walk the dog, and the dog had some anxiety and panicked and started eating the couch. I can't feel too mad at her. I should have came back, walked her, played with her a little bit, and then went over. But the original plan was just to go help out for an hour with the mic, and then I can come back with the dogs. And since I got out of work half hour early, I thought, oh, fine, I'll be fine within an hour, a little more than an hour, hour and a half. And I was there from like 4 to 6:30, 6:45. So dog got anxious and was panicking and started eating in the front of the couch. So I came back, it's a little bit of a mess. I'm not mad at her, I'm just mad that it happened. I could have prevented it. So I try to work on that. Don't leave her in those kind of situations where she feels like she has to act out and panic. And then after that, try to play with her, walk her, let her know it's going to be okay, then go for my run. So my run went from like a 5:30, 6 o'clock start to it was 7. It's almost like 8:45 by the time I finished, so just felt off. Then the push-ups were a little bit off. I only got in one set of the bicep curls and extension. I really just want to fall asleep right now. Just one of those days, just adding something to the plate. I didn't plan well for it, and I'm suffering a little bit in my routine. But I still did the 100 push-ups. We're at 114 days in a row. Still reading. I got just over 100 pages left in the book. I barely read 2 pages last night. I was just so tired, and I feel like it's gonna be like that tonight. I need to make up for the difference, but right now want to read enough to feel like I said I read a page or two, and then just go to bed. I'm just exhausted, physically more than mentally. I'm just ready to sleep, ready to call it a day, start tomorrow. Yeah. Take over day rating 7. Thought I did. See, Nick, I'm losing my train of thought, where I'm going, where I was at. Alright, so we'll leave it at that. Let me read, get some sleep, come back tomorrow, do it all over again. Run your life with health and happiness, and have a good night.